Let's say we fix our side of the coin, which is my organization, my teams, my processes, my incentive structures. I'm still tied to specific tech providers who provide the agentic softwares. And if it's a multi-agent scenario, I'm potentially dealing with many, many different players and partners who are providers of those agents. How do you see that side of the coin?
Well, I think we all know that the pattern right now, at least when it comes to the foundation model layer, is that no organization should index on a single foundation model behind agentic AI, because there's just too much continued disruption in the market. There's too much pace. It's too nascent. So at least at a foundation model layer, my recommendation is definitely invest in choice and optionality rather than constraining yourself to a single model. What we're seeing now is that a mixture of expert models is probably the best way where you can have better reasoning and self-improvement if you look at actually having a multi-model approach. And then I think as you think about how you choose to host and scale the technical infrastructure, you probably at this point in time want to invest in a single cloud vendor rather than multiple, because the skill sets around it will be easier to adopt and apply into rather than splitting or forking out your skill sets and capabilities. But then I think you want to have and curate a healthy ecosystem across the wrapper or the application layer. And I think that is where we're seeing most of the innovation happening within startups, right? And I think that is the area for you to test and learn with innovation more broadly, to understand businesses like HumBot that can actually help particular niche areas around being able to automatically deploy a stack on cloud. That area of the market is still very nascent, very turbulent. And so I would encourage more open innovation ecosystems there. And so essentially, if you think about that as a diagram, you're increasingly biasing for flexibility at the top end wrapper or application stack level. You're really looking at modularity and choice and flexibility at the foundational model level. And then at the infrastructure level, you're looking at a single play. Let's say SAP. Over the last 10 years, a lot of the automation across their business processes is run on an SAP. Should you then choose to then co-invest in the agents that SAP is building out across their stack as a first step? Because there's less friction, it's an easier adoption path, possibly. Whereas if you are a business that has more fragmentation in your technical infrastructure and your partners, then I think my first answer would probably be the better choice to go for. So I think context matters around where you're beginning as well. It also matters around where you want to go to, right? So like, where is your North Star for this? I think we should all be thinking very deeply about how will AI agents change the nature of our business, not just from a technical perspective, but from a business model and how we generate revenue as a business, and use that also as a decision point to understand how do we choose to invest in the partner ecosystem around us, and how are we changing how we're structuring, where we might have invested in technology in the past as well.